Today's forecast isn't all that bad, but the temperatures are dipping cold enough overnight that it may cause some starting issues. Welcome back to your home garage, and in this video, I'm going to discuss how to make your morning start just a little bit easier with this little cord. When temperatures drop below freezing, engines can struggle to get moving without some help. Sometimes that assistance comes from an engine block heater. You might have seen the electrical cord from engine block heaters hanging from the grille of a car. Engine block heaters are devices used to warm the engine and fluids before starting a vehicle. So when the car is started, fluids quickly reach an ideal operating temperature. Warming the car's fluids is beneficial in frigid weather. Engine oil can become thick and sludgy when cold, causing parts to scrape against one another. Coolant, which regulates your vehicle's temperature, can also be warmed with heaters. Since coolant affects the cabin heat, using a heater will speed up the time needed to warm up your car's interior. Not all engine heaters are block heaters. Some work to heat the oil or coolant directly, while others heat the block or engine itself. Which type you choose will depend on your vehicle and needs. Frost plug heaters replace the existing frost plug in the engine block to heat the coolant directly. Engine warming blankets radiate heat into the engine. They're easily placed on top of the engine or attached inside the hood. Oil pan heaters heat the oil pan, which then heats the oil indirectly. It can be attached with magnets or affixed more permanently to the oil pan. You can also get dipstick heaters. Now, a dipstick heater replaces your regular engine oil dipstick. It's easy to install and heats the oil directly. Inline circulating heaters. This uses a pump to circulate warm coolant through the engine. Non-circulating inline heaters heats the engine coolant directly by splicing into the coolant hose. And finally, bolt-on external heaters, which attaches to the engine block and heats the engine directly. Coolant is then indirectly heated. Now, you may not need a block heater if you check off the following two criteria. If your car uses synthetic oil, as synthetic oil is made from artificial compounds and used in extremely cold weather conditions. And you park in a heated garage or in an area that provides some sort of warm shelter. However, you may need a block heater if the following applies to you. Your car uses non-synthetic oil, and you park your car outside during very frigid temperatures. But I do have a non-scientific oil test at the end of this video, so stick around. Now let's go over a few key points about block heaters. The engine block heater keeps your engine warm in cold weather. Much like an electric blanket on a couch, this allows the fluid and oils to stay in a warm state. Depending on the make, model, and year of the vehicle, the engine block heater may run for a certain amount of time, then shut off and turn back on after a certain amount of time has passed. You can remote start your vehicle while it is plugged in. The block heater system is not tied into your vehicle's electrical system, so it does not harm the remote start or computer systems to start your vehicle while it is plugged in. Some modern block heaters have a built-in thermostat and won't start until around -15 Celsius or colder. The fact that the block heater will turn itself on around that temperature means that even though it's plugged in, it's not actually turned on at -5 Celsius as an example. It won't harm the engine to leave it plugged in for extended periods of time. Leaving a vehicle plugged in for extended periods of time will have no ill effects on the vehicle's engine or other systems. However, it will waste energy and cost you dollars if you don't intend to drive it anytime soon. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions is that plugging in your car charges the battery. And it doesn't. The battery is not connected to your engine block heater and will not keep it charged. Before you buy a block heater though, you may want to consider other issues with your car first. If you only drive a day or two a week in the winter, your battery will lose its charge. You may want to get a battery maintainer to alleviate this. Okay, let's get back to the block heater. Now you should plug in your car when the temperature gets to about minus 15 degrees Celsius or 5 Fahrenheit. If your car is newer, it should start when it's minus 30 Celsius or minus 22 Fahrenheit, but will likely throw a bit of a hissy fit, which makes plugging in your car in colder weather just a good idea. It'll save friction on the engine along with other benefits. As block heaters are safe, it's the cords that you have to worry about. Check your block heater and extension cords regularly. Make sure that the cords are not frayed, cracked, or there's no corrosion from salt on the block heater plug. Use a 3-wire, 3-prong extension cord for your block heater and make sure it has a good rating for outdoor winter use. Don't drive over your extension cords, and for goodness sake, don't drive away when the car is still plugged in. Unplugging the block heater before you start your car is just a good mindful practice so you don't drive away with it still plugged in. This is new synthetic oil that has been left outside, and this is the same oil at room temperature. Now let's look at oil and how temperature affects it. As mentioned, this is non-scientific, but gives you a good idea of how oil reacts to cold temperatures. As you can see, the cold synthetic oil is thicker and moves just a little bit slower. This is why your engine works harder at startup compared to fluids that are warmer. There you have it. Now you know the benefits of plugging in your vehicle during the cold and frigid weather systems. So make sure you help to keep this channel going by hitting that like button, sharing this video with a friend. Also, please comment below as I reply to all. Plus, don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you next time on your home garage.